Let me tell you one thing that often I find entrepreneurs, particularly the startups, trying to follow hunches. While every idea, every belief would come from that inner gut feeling, I do agree. But try to give it scientific wheels. That is extremely important. In business, there's a terminology that we call FMEA, failure mode effect analysis. Whenever we develop a product, the entire team sits together, the design team, the development team, the tool team, the marketing team, the process production team, sales team. And then everybody tries to analyze all that can go wrong. For example, a store, the materials person can say that possibly during the transportation the packaging can break off. Because of poor packaging, there could be damage that can go wrong. There could be delay in delivery timing that can go wrong. So right from the design stage to the delivery stage, all that can go wrong is thought of. And then each one, of course, would try to devise the preventive mechanism so as to ensure that all the possibilities that we've thought of that can go wrong should not actually happen. This is something which every business idea must do to itself. Every business idea must know how to measure. He mentioned this. You should know how to measure your latent demand. You must try to scientifically gauge what value your product or service will add to me, not what is in your eyes or mind, but how much do I as a customer perceive, and how much amount would I be ready and willing to shell out to use your product or service. This is a very important aspect. Next is the scalability. A brilliant idea, 1 to 1, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, fantastic. Can it be upskilled? Can it go global? What and how you'll face competition sometime from now? What is the long-term sustainability? In fact, if I ask myself what use there is to be in business and take so much of risk of one's entire life, that a business which cannot actually live longer than my lifetime. So enterprises must be developed and founded so that they outlive the life of the founder. So that is why a scientific digital roadmap is extremely important. Compliances and regulations. How often have I noticed that a brilliant filling station, some of the most crowded fuel stations, suddenly become deserted just because there's a flyover which has just been constructed so that you can just drive over that flyover while that fuel station would be downside. One flyover can change the life and times of a business. So some factors could be beyond oneself, external factors. In external factors, systems, governance models matter. How easy it is to do your business. In fact, just today in Delhi, one of the associations, perhaps the first association of all e-commerce business people has been founded. Just today, this morning, the first association of all those into e-commerce. And I must tell you that often the ecosystem or the governance model or sometimes the lack of it has a huge impact. Then the availability of infrastructure. Once you have an idea, can you find the suitable infrastructure around you? There are incubation models, incubation centers. Can you reach out to those? Third is the availability of resources. A brilliant idea would ultimately need to look at right resources. And when I talk about resources, both credit and finance, which is extremely important. And second is the skill. If you would be able to get the right skilled people in and around. Fourth, how sustainable then that business would be. And for how long? Would it evolve with time? Would it slowly develop a mechanism and model that it can take care of its new developments and new innovations? Of course, life becomes extremely easy if one can find a right mentor. I believe that each one of us have some mentor in life, sometimes within the family, sometimes in schools, colleges, in and around. We meet people. A mentor with some experience can guide. So a brilliant idea supported by the right mentoring and right advice, which I call a hand-holding model, yields brilliant results. I'll tell you firsthand that in this city, Faridabad, almost 18 years back, there was a scheme which CII at that time introduced in India. It was called Bharatiya Yuva Shakti Trust, BYST. It was a scheme where young boys and girls would come to us with their business ideas. We would have an evaluation committee of entrepreneurs. So a group of entrepreneurs would listen to those ideas, interview the entrepreneur, see if some of those ideas are implementable and practicable and scalable and sustainable. And once all that was found positive, we had a very small support fund. I'm talking about 18 years back, when we had never heard about funds like equity finance and venture funds and others. And we would give a small loan of 50,000 rupees to that entrepreneur so that the entrepreneur could start the enterprise. And when we would do that, one of the best things the model had was that we would always give a mentor to the entrepreneur. More than 400 stories we supported. We, in fact, even instituted an award, annual award, that entrepreneurs doing the best, we would not only waive off their loans, small loans, but also give them a cash reward of 1 lakh. And again, I'm talking about almost a decade back. And we would also honor the mentor. Some of those enterprises, which started with those small loans of 30,000, 50,000 rupees, today engage and employ more than 5,000 people. So, right resources at the right time with right mentoring can actually help an idea move up the ladder and move to the right implementation mode. There are amazing support systems in and around. Do you know that you are entitled to a subsidy of 2.5 lakh rupees for your quality and product certifications for whatever you do? Do you know that for your modern technologies, you get up to 15% subsidy, which means up to 15 lakhs from Government of India whenever you use or buy a modern machine in your enterprise? Do you know that there are 100% sponsored training programs where entrepreneurs are sent to countries like Germany for 1 full month, and the entire cost of boarding, lodging, stay, training, travel in that country is 100% sponsored so that you can explore and find right business partners and business opportunities. Just today was the last date of one such batch to apply, and 7 batches from India go to Germany every year, and each batch has about 20-25 people. Do you know that there are other supports and systems, particularly for the manufacturing sector, where your entire operations are supported, the consultancy is supported up to 80% by the government of India, so that your enterprise becomes more profitable and more futuristic. Do you know that women entrepreneurs get 95% of subsidy so that they can participate in international exhibitions, where your share is only 5% and 95% is sponsored? So while I may have mentioned some of the things, but right from barcoding, right from IT implementation, right from design softwares, there are huge subsidies and support systems available from various institutions which entrepreneurs must utilize. You have a brilliant idea. Point is, to ensure that the brilliant idea succeeds in life, these resources in and around must be utilized. So, and I say this all because every day we are bringing these subsidies and support systems from various institutions to our members. Do you know that there is now a special program in Europe where you get a fund, a sponsorship fund of up to 1.75 crore if you have an innovative idea, and if you agree to go there and do research on there, and you work with a European partner and share the benefits. So my point is, there are some brilliant support systems, ecosystems, huge funds. In fact, one European country has earmarked 2,800 crore rupees for this particular innovation scheme, when they say, if you have an innovative idea, come to us, we'll give you everything and money so that your brilliant idea can develop in the nursery that they would provide, and you can start the enterprise in that nation then. And of course, along with it, they even offer you citizenship and everything. I'm talking about one of the most developed European nations. So I believe that if you get a brilliant idea, you must find the right environment, right ecosystem where it can take shape. So I know the time is running out. I'll close my talk here. But as I was just listening to the speaker and thinking about various entrepreneurs who come to meet us, face different challenges every passing day, do think 10 times in today's environment, what constitution your business would be. If you're thinking to start a private limited company, think 10 times, think again, and if possible, do not set up a private limited company as on date. I'm particularly talking about a startup, because the compliances suddenly are very stringent. I see Mr. Ajay Thakur, the CEO of the SME Stock Exchange, who's here, in fact, who would just speak otherwise. But I discussed with him often that some relaxation norms from the government should be coming, and we hope that would do. So, idea is that your idea should not get embroiled, should not get lot of roadblocks on its journey to success, so that you can circumvent some of the things which can possibly deflect your time, energy, or money. And the idea is to reach a size and scale so that you reach that break-even point where you can carry with you some turbulence that can unruffle feathers in times to come. So I close here with one of my very favorites, and it says that it is an immutable law in business that words are words, explanations are explanations, promises are promises, but only performance is reality. So unless an idea performs, unless we perform every passing day, we can't look back. Past success is no guarantee for future success. Past success sometimes gives you more resources. However, resource is not everything that you need for success. Passion is, and he rightly mentioned. So a perfect combination of all of this.